15 degrees, you can see your breath. Out here in the lake effect, breaking tables like it's poetry. Where else would you rather be? Pinto, Ron, Elvis, in the Le Poncho. The members that you need to know. 'Cause once you out here, now your family. Where else would you rather be? Where else would you rather be?
Welcome into the Nickel City Crew. I am your host, Rob Crippen. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Nickel City Crew. This episode, along with all of our episodes, are presented by Crippen Legacy Entertainment here on Spreaker and StreamYard. We're so glad that you're joining us for some of your Buffalo Bills and NFL content again today. And as always, these are my Bills thoughts said out loud.
It's a vibe so ridiculous. Since 12 plus 83 was 6. The shout rocking like a symphony. Where else would you rather be?
All right, let's get straight to it. Really excited for tonight's episode. It's time to move. I mean, things are getting heated up in the NFL playoffs, including the AFC. And man, I was just talking to my co-host pre-show. There's a lot of different permutations and a lot of different ways this thing can go. But one thing we do know, the Bills, our Buffalo Bills, will be in the 2025 NFL tournament with a chance to go to Santa Clara. Excuse me. That's all I can ask for. Joining me tonight, as always, my co-host, Adam Dumptrup Rupsick. Check him out on Instagram and Twitter at Adam Rupsick, RUPCZYK. DT, I mean, holla at the crew. Merry Christmas. I mean, Happy New Year coming up. I know we spoke pre-show. I'm excited, man, for the future, man. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but we got a shot. We got a shot, DT.
Nickel City, we're here Friday night. We're back at it, baby. 11-4. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, Rob. Hopefully, everyone had a great week, behind them. And we're on to the new year. New year brings a lot of resolution and things of that nature. And hopefully, in the new year, we're in that. We're right down in the circle of Buffalo, watching that parade come down our way, and that's what we wanted. So time to move. It is time to do that. In regards to making it happen, all the big boys are out of the playoffs. Just one biggest boy left, 1-7, and we're going to get into it here. So 2 weeks left still. Got to keep people healthy. Got to keep rolling. It's this is kind of where I think the NFL is coming back to bite them a little bit. The only thing that's really going to matter is the Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 18. Like, who cares, right? And so that's, I think, coming back to bite the NFL, extending this a little too long where shit just don't matter anymore. But it does matter for us. We got to peak at the right time. And here we go, going into Philly, 11-4 after a Christmas week. Kind of a weird couple weeks ahead, but happy to be here. Merry Christmas, Rob.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I mean, it's funny because when you look at last week's game, there's different ways that you can feel about it. And one of the ways that it's actually a new discovery for me, DT. So, being in Twitter and being on those spaces and like interacting with different types of fans and different types of fans that feel different types of ways. I introduced Nickel City Crew to O-Line Bills 22, my man Tone out there. And it was funny because you were off that week, but he had been latching onto the thing. And I think I've mentioned it a few times about how, Brady is saving stuff and he's saving stuff for the playoffs. Last week could have been a situation where I went in those spaces and they were like, Rob, did you not notice how he only ran to the right every single time? Do you not notice how vanilla the actual game plan was and different things like that? When you watched the game, DT, was it a situation where you felt like the Bills were trying to do the least amount possible to get away with the victory, keep everybody healthy, which is actually ironic because that's the week that Josh decides to run around like an asshole, 10 yards back in his own backfield, and then it gets hurt and hurts his foot. So it's funny because we always talk about the randomness of turnovers and injuries. DT, what was it for you last week? Because for me, I kind of gave credence to the fact that maybe they were holding stuff back, and I hadn't thought about it watching the game. I was just really, really frustrated with that win. It was a win, 23-20, you know what I mean? But it didn't need to look the way that it did, and maybe they were vanilla on purpose.
Yeah, and I guess that's okay. I mean, if they lost the game, it wouldn't have been right. But okay, you get out of there with a victory. I mean, I would say, I guess, like not me being in the pessimistic crowd, and I'm not saying you are. You've come a long way, Rob, for sure. But not being in like like the way when I watch games and just be so like, if we're getting our ass kicked and it's like unacceptable, like yes, I'm pissed. But like last week against the Cleveland Browns, like in a game where our script was decent, like yeah, they didn't need to go down and score the first series. That keeps happening. That's annoying. Like I get that. But like we were on kind of pace there to blow that game wide open. We're about to be up 10 at halftime and then another, and things just didn't fall the way. And credit to Cleveland for kind of sticking in there and staying alive. You know, we obviously overpowered them at the end when our defense can't do anything, but our defense was the one that closed out that game pretty easily. I mean, Greg Rousseau was just running to Shadur Sanders and taking him down. It wasn't like it was a crazy, like, game plan. And finally he showed up great. DaQuan Jones, his first interception ever in his high school, college, pro career, first pick ever for Day Day.
There we go,
so
Day Day.
that was
There
cool.
we go, Day Day.
And came up with some stops, but that dude was never going to come back and will them to win the game, and that's kind of what happened. So yeah, it wasn't clean, a 10-point favorite. You got to get out of there easier. But I thought our game plan was good, kind of just the relaxed run game, stay away from Myles Garrett, get up, and we were kind of on pace to do that. And credit to the Browns for kind of kiboshing that at halftime and coming back out swinging, and we weren't able to, to really move offensively. They sold out on the run, and we had to pass, and it comes down to who is there to pass to, and it's just like, damn, you just wish you had one receiver. You got guys dropping it all over the field, and to go up 10 points with Dawson Knox in the end zone there on fourth down, like that covers the spread, right? That covers the spread at double digits in the NFL. Like a drop in your chest, is covering the spread. We still win the game. I'm not on the pessimistic side of it. I'm glad they held back a little. That was a game they thought they overpowered them, and they could. It almost came back on them, but the defense was able to turn it up when the going got rough at the very end and come out and seal it. So, whatever. But like, what game? If you're picking a game to hold shit back, wouldn't it have been this one, Rob? So, I'm not too critical of it.
That's true.
That's true. It's this point in the season. It's a game of survival more than anything. As you look around the league, I said it in the intro. Lamar Jackson can't stay on the field, and that's going to cause them to be out of the playoffs. Joe Burrow couldn't stay on the field, that caused them to be out of the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, even if they were in contention, he blows his knee, they'd lose out, and he'd be out of the playoffs anyway. So it's a situation where availability is the best. Availability is the best ability at this point, and it's a game of survival. You got to peak at the right time, and we always hear that. And I think, hey, we're on a 4-game winning streak. Beat some good teams on that. Went on the road with the divisional game, down 21, came back and won against the Bengals, who might be the kryptonite. We can't beat the Bengals. It was exactly like that playoff game we got embarrassed in, came back and won. A little adversity strikes Sunday against an inferior team. You figure out a way to get it done. So we're finding ways to win and seeing some adversity. And I wouldn't say we're peaking, which is fine. I want to peak going into the playoffs. We got 2 more weeks to do that. But it definitely, if it was a game to hold back, this was the game to do it. I wasn't too critical of that game. Like, we got it done. We kind of dominated it. And they got back in. It was a little closer than.
I think that's what, some of the things that you'll hear about is that it didn't look good, and the defense necessarily didn't clamp down on Shadur in a way that I think that a lot of the fan base wanted to see in that respect. So, I mean, I don't know about it. It
was a kind of a switch though, right, Rob? Like when it really got down to it. And it was like, all right, is Shadur Sanders gonna drive this team down and score and win? Like, it wasn't even close, right? We blew through that line and got to him, and it was like almost I had the confidence in that point. And this defense has given me no confidence all year. Some second half adjustments, sure. Some turnovers, sure. But there's no reason I should have had confidence in the defense. But it's just that feeling. We're better. We're going to win this game. And that's why I really wasn't worried about it. The one big flaw in it with Josh Allen going down, that's just because he's a psychopath, Rob. That wasn't because he was trying to make a play. He wasn't trying to get another 30 yards. He saw 95 coming at him. He didn't want the record to be on him. So he's a psycho. They probably talked about it all week. They probably talked about it all week. If Miles gets to you, just take it and move on. And Josh said, "Okay, coach, I got you." And he sees 95. He said, "Nah, fuck that. He ain't getting it on me." So that's exactly what happened there. And Josh paid it. He's in the locker room after that game, knowing like, damn, I should have just taken the sack, not been an idiot. Now my foot's killing me. Like all this shit, like I didn't need to be dealing with, and I did just because I'm a crazy competitor. So the one biggest flaw in the game was just because our quarterback is a psycho, but he's a psycho that's why we also love him, because he does crazy shit to win us games and score 6 touchdowns.
That's
but
right.
He's also a psycho and does things like that. And it didn't lose us the game. And we clamped down when we needed. He drove down when we needed to at the end, put it in Dawson Knox's chest. Like, what else do you want him to do there too? So I'm not worried. Like, I'm in playoff mode. I'm glad we clinched after Monday. Like, let's roll. Let's get right. Let's get healthy. We're banged up right now. 2 weeks to get healthy, get into the playoffs, and see who you got. But I'm not gonna be sitting here bitching and calling WGR about the Browns game. Like, it was a win, and I say a good win. It didn't look good, but it was a good win.
I mean, all wins this time of year are good wins. It's funny because when you said that, when I came on the space, last week after the game, and they were all like, "Where you been, Rob?" and this and that, and where you been, Crip? Nickel City Crew, where you been? Listen, I was in a situation where I needed to see us win a game where everything is not, conducive, because we've been through situations in the past, DT, where we put away teams like Cleveland early on in the game. You know what I mean? And like, it's early and they're gone and they have no chance. And that wasn't what Sunday was. So I understand some of the frustration, but there are no style points this time of year. I think we literally did an episode called Style Points Be Damned last season. Like, this time of year, DT, you're absolutely right. It's about winning. It's about showing up for your team. And I don't know, man. I mean, it was ugly. Before we transition, DT, what do you think about the fact that, yes, Josh Allen made that heroic play, which was a dumb play, to walk back towards his end zone, and then he hurts himself? Like, is this something where we're going to have to worry about this going forward? I'm knocking on wood as we, go forward, because Josh is never going to tell you shit. Josh is never going to admit that it's as bad as whatever it could be. But what a dumb play.
Sure, and he knows that, and I mean, your question, should we be worried? We should always be worried. I mean, look what happened to Look what happened to Kansas City, 2 weeks ago. Like, it's the NFL. Like, Tom Brady was out a few seasons in his run too. Like, it's the NFL. Like, the dude's gonna get banged up. Dude's gonna miss games eventually, right? But
Josh has been so durable. That's why they call him Superman.
Yep. But he's grown. He has been coached and he has grown. And yes, in the beginning of his career, he was psycho and running all over and taking bad hits. He's gotten a lot better at that. And you see the high competitive moments, he lets that all go out the window, but sometimes that's for good. In this case, he knows that was dumb. He knew he shouldn't have done that. But like I said, there was a sole reason there. And the sole reason was he didn't want to be the guy that got sacked by Myles Garrett for the record or to tie it. And his competitive nature took over. It's a learning experience. He showed he can be coached and learned in every situation in his career. Everything we used to have qualms on him about, he's fixed or got coached on and doesn't have those qualms anymore. So he knows that's an easy self-teaching moment. Coach don't even have to say shit to him. Yeah, don't run 30 yards backwards and almost get a safety. Yeah, no shit. Thanks, coach. But like, he knows it was a competitive fluke because he is such a psychopath. His foot probably hurts. He's probably feeling it every morning, getting in and out of that ice bath. Like, damn, I'm an idiot. Like, why did I do that? And but that foot was banged up though. Though a couple weeks earlier, I think Cincy he was rolled that ankle up a little bit. So keep an eye on it, keep it off. This week don't do anything crazy. But I'm not. Should we be worried? Of course we should, because it's the NFL and shit happens. But should we be worried that Josh Allen can't handle himself out there? Like, no, he just had a bad moment at that time. It's not a. He's showing he's growing and he's been able to get coached and move on from all his shortcomings up until now.
True. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Now, as we transition tonight's episode, we want to mention all of our sponsors during this holiday season. For sure. Listen, first and foremost, we appreciate the guys over at I-86 After Dark. Listen, I'm telling you, my boy Tom Mudrick from high school back at Star Point, shout out. Listen, Bobby Hansen. Listen, these guys are running a great site over at I-86 After Dark. check them out, the I-86 Network. Listen, they've got interviews that DT, I don't even know. Like, I'm like, listen, can you get us some interviews with former players? Like, you know what I mean? And it's former Bills, it's former Sabres. Listen, we've been simulcasting for them for about the last 6 months or so. We've been having a great time with them and great feedback. So we really appreciate those guys, Bobby Hansen, and like I said, Tom Bujic over there at I-86. DT, also, tonight we're going to be headed back to Taste of Buffalo just because it's one of those nights where you just had Christmas food and everything is the same. And listen, can we switch it up? Okay, check. They're open. Check out my girl Jen Battaglia over at Taste of Buffalo Pizzeria in Huntersville, right here in Charlotte, where I am. Listen, they're giving you the Buffalo type of foods that DT gets a chance to enjoy anytime he wants. You're down here in Charlotte. I promise you don't get that good food like back home. Check out Taste of Buffalo Pizzeria, again, here in Huntersville, Charlotte area. DT, I named the web episode the way that I did. We had a nice little pre-show talk, and then I gave the promo out a couple hours ago on Instagram. It's time to move. Like, it's time to make moves. Sunday's game is, if nothing else, even if it doesn't have anything to do with the AFC East, it has something to do with confidence. Kind of like the other week with the psyche. Like, how do we stack up? This team has been through a roller coaster just like we have this year, and they've been up and down. They've got a 10-5 or 11-4, one game better, but they've been through their own set of adversity. DT, talk to me about this matchup on Sunday, what you think are some of the keys, because I think that these are two teams that mirror each other in different ways. It's not the same, but like we've both got our drama. You know what I mean? Keon Coleman is not AJ Brown. I'm not trying to say that, but like what I'm trying to say is that, both McDermott and Sirianni have had to deal with like a lot of shit this year for both teams. They've been through some shit.
It's because expectations are so high, right? The Eagles coming off a Super Bowl, and the Bills going to the playoffs the last 9 years under Sean McDermott. Is true that as Sel Capaccio called us spoiled earlier in the year, we expect greatness now from this team, and the Eagles fans are just as nuts as us, something a little more brash, if you will. We're into it, but the Eagles fans are just downright mean sometimes, right? And they're talking like after a loss, the year after they win the Super Bowl, they're like outside of Nick Sirianni's house and shit. Like Bills Mafia isn't doing that type of stuff. But the similar
Philly is fucked up for sure.
Similar stuff of the blue collar crazy fans, expectations is high because they're two Super Bowl contending teams. Right. Similar in the fact of like Philly has the talent. But they weren't showing it. It just kind of seemed like they were stale and holding stuff back, if you will. And our side, it's just Josh Allen. Where is the talent, and can we get over the hump? And so there are similarities, of course. This NFL, I think, again, I talked about it earlier, and I didn't mean to get on a soapbox against like long seasons or anything like this, but like this is a week 17 game now. Like it's going to be shitty. Like it's going to be 28 and raining all day. Like two marquee game like teams that earlier in the year, this is a big game. Like this now, it's really not a big game. Like for the confidence and get ready for the playoffs. Like okay, but like
we talked about it at the beginning of the year, DT, in our scheduled preview about how like this might not mean much,
Yep.
And
it could have, and the NFL flipped the coin like that. It meant everything. Both these teams going for a division, or both these teams going for a 1 seed, and they would have to battle in this game to go up for it. But then they didn't put it on Christmas either. I thought this is a beautiful Christmas game too, Rob. Put in Buffalo on Christmas. It would have been a beautiful day yesterday for it. And I think the NFL, definitely missed the ball. Now I'm not too critical of those game slates yesterday because preseason, that's a good day of matchups, right?
No. They got fucked. Nobody knew. Netflix.
Yeah, all those teams are contenders. In a perfect world. Last year they all were like okay, but still, Bills Eagles is still better than all those games, even if they are like legit. So I thought a few things got dropped on this, and it lost a lot of luster for me, and now it's lost the luster in the fact of I just want to stay healthy, get in like the Jets game, maybe like to get rolling, but it's still 2 weeks away, like from that playoff, from that wild card, weekend, and we're gonna have to be ready to go. I'd like to see some good stuff against a good team, a little playoff litmus test this week. But it has lost a lot of luster for me, Rob, and even it really whatever scenario that happens, I just can't, like when I say that, I can't just find myself moving emotion. If we beat them by 40. Okay, they were kind of out of it. They're clinched. They might have not brought all their stuff. Whatever. We're not 40 points better than that roster, right? If we lose by 40, we're not 40 points worse than that roster. If we
Right.
win in a nail biter, if we lose in a nail biter, like I really don't
I
feel. I really don't feel
agree,
any type of
man.
different on Monday, right? And
I
that's
agree just that the luster was taken off, and but that's why I referenced our schedule show. Like we were perplexed by the fact that why, like you said, why was it so late? And then like even if it wasn't so late, Christmas would have been like I never even thought of that. Like, yeah, that would have been great. Like because now we're still and all we're doing is okay, we're gonna hold out Christmas hope that the Patriots lose one more game between Sunday, which we would have played on Thursday, you know what I mean, and Sunday, and then next week, you know, either lose to the Jets or lose to the Dolphins. It would have felt a lot different if this game was played on Christmas for sure, and then you win that game. You're right. Yeah, I never even thought about that, but you're absolutely right.
yeah. And I mean so Sunday happens and it's all right, we're the 5 seed. All right, we're the 5 seed. All right, we're the 5 seed. Oh, maybe
Or the
we're the
six
four
seed. We
seed.
could be the six. We could be the
Maybe we're the
six.
4 seed. But
We're
like
not the four
I,
seed because you got to win the division. I listen, and we can quickly talk about that before we transition to our last topic. Though, you know, like I don't. Are you still holding the hope, or because for
for
me,
for the
for the division,
division,
yeah, like I just think that it's over, right? Like we should
I'm
just let that
I
go,
think it's
right?
over. I think it's over. I still got hope, but I think it's over. Yeah.
So then, yeah, then we're locked in on 5 or 6
Yeah.
seed, and we'll go from there. So as we transition tonight, you know, I'm looking for tomorrow's game. Like I said, a lot of the luster is has been removed from it, a lot of the shine. But DT, I'm it's Josh Allen's health for me. So like for me, but I don't know if tomorrow you'll be able to tell because maybe they'll just run the ball like they did, you know, and in other games, and then you won't notice that but maybe it's no design runs for Josh. Maybe it's some situation where they're not even, you know, maybe he doesn't even attempt 20 passes. Maybe he attempts 15 and it's
Mhm.
only necessary. And I don't know about the wide receiver core because last week was so weird to me that Gabe Davis was benched, Keon was benched, Cooks dropping passes. Like it was just a weird choice of how they did the lineup. I don't know, DT, but I'm looking at a situation where I don't like maybe it's just a game where they just try to get out of there again quick. And if you win, you win. If you don't, like I'm having a tough time putting the finger on how much like the give a shit meter. What's
Sure.
their give a shit meter this
Are
week?
are they going in there and making a regular game plan as if it don't matter? Like if they're just
I don't
trying to
know.
win the game,
I don't know,
or are they
man. A
changing it
lot of
up a
guys are
little?
out. Poyer's out. Jordan Phillips is out. Like
I would say
maybe
they're
because
changing it
Dave's
up a
knee
little.
is fucked up.
I
Like
yeah, I don't think
I
they're
don't know.
just and they'll say that and Sean McDermott, we're critical on that of he just this is the stick to the process. This is the procedure. We plan
Mhm,
every week to win. But like
mhm.
you can't fool me on that anymore. This boy's costing this city more than anybody has ever cost him. So they're making decisions based on his availability and keeping him longevity and moving forward with all that. So I think the
Absolutely.
game plan changes up a little, but you have the league's leading rusher. You have, one of the best offensive lines in the league. And like, so great,
Top
perfect
three.
game to have to hand it off 40 times because you got the offense to do that. So I I think it's in their heads, it's in the game plan. But I also think the game plan was anyway at this point in the year to preserve and move forward, keep everyone healthy. If we down the stretch, I think they're still going to try to win the game. I don't think it's going to be a situation where it's like, all right, he's got to go in for one hard series here to go win. Like we're going to go do that, I think. But I think overall the plan, but even him hurt or not hurt, I think it's a very similar like chill run game attack. Let's get to the playoffs now. We've clinched. This had to
Right.
be in the procedure, right? This had to be all right. We're the 1 seed in week 17. This is kind of what we're going to be wanting to do. Okay, we're not in the playoffs. This is kind of what we're going to want to be do. All right, we're in the wild card, and so they have to
Right.
be. NFL franchises have to be planning for all case scenarios, and so you got to hope they're prepared for something like this. And I think that preparation is a little off the gas. Lead on the league's leading rusher. Lean on one of the best lines in the game right now, and
Right.
hurt your quarterback hurt or not, it's still a laid back game.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can't disagree. I think that such like the opponent. I've got cousins in Philly, like to be my next door neighbor. Is it like I just like I wanted to have, I wanted it to have more juice, DT, and it just seems like a lot of it has been squeezed out. So as we transition and begin to wrap up tonight, DT, I wanted to have a conversation with you one more time. It's funny because our boy Sheed, he was going to try to get on. He got busy with family, and we understand that. But I wanted to kind of reassess where he was coming from, because DT, I look at the conference once again a couple weeks later after we had that conversation with him on Nickel City Crew, and I'm having a tough time locating the teams that I'm supposed to fear. Now, I will be honest. I'll be honest, DT. I do feel like the Buffalo Bills could lose to any team this season throughout the 2025 postseason. Like, I think that they are capable of losing to any team. That's because of, the loss to.
Because we have. I mean, we've lost to some booty cheek teams. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we've lost to some booty cheek teams. But I mean, like, I was going to say the loss to Atlanta. Obviously, the loss to Miami is number one, grade A. The reason why we're in this division problem. But I was also going to say how close we played. The Saints, and like how close we the weekend. It was just like weeks where, like I said earlier in the show, we used to blow those types of teams out, and we don't blow them out anymore. And that's concerning. We started the conference, DT. I'm not fearing many teams. Let's start out. Denver is on a precarious road. They just won the other night on Christmas night, DT, 20-13. They did not look that good. I got into it on Twitter with a guy that is a diehard, like we are diehards for the Bills, and was like, they're better than you, and they're going to avenge last year's loss. If you have to come to you know what I mean, to the mountaintop. I don't know, DT. I don't know if you go out and spend time in the elevation, that's going to just make up for everything. Like that, this team just doesn't look that good to me. I'm not scared of Denver. I'm not. Their defense is excellent, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Respect. What do the kids say? Respectfully.
Bless me with a dot. Previous years, we've had a higher caliber team. Mm-hmm. So the expectations were, well, I'm not afraid of anybody because we're good. We got that. We got it like that. Yeah, mm-hmm. Mahomes is tough. Yeah, Lamar's tough. But we got it like that. So I'd like us against anybody. But you were still a little, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, the caliber might not be there. 17's still there. But then the rest of the playoffs, you don't have all those boogeymen, that you could say like, yeah, I'm not scared of, but really you're kind of scared. In this case, without those guys in it, I can't be scared of these dudes. I can't be. Like, I can say I'm not scared, and I'm actually not scared. Like, put it in my mouth like I'm not a pompous idiot of like, if they lose, like, oh, you that's why you don't overlook this team that won 13 games. Like, I'm not saying that at all. But like, when I have a high caliber team, I'm saying I'm not scared of the Chiefs and the Ravens and all those dudes in the playoffs because I have a high caliber team, but I'm actually a little scared. Now, I have a lower caliber team, but I'm not actually scared. Like, I'm saying I'm not scared, I'm actually not. Like, and it doesn't mean, like you said, we can't lose, but I'm definitely not scared. Like, you put them up, like this team has proven, Josh Allen has proven he can go with the best of them. He's not getting like other than Patrick Mahomes technically, and he's been the best in those games. Like, so it's proven he can best anyone, and these dudes are the easiest to best, right? So
okay, let's go through it. Let's be thorough. Let's be thorough as we close out the episode tonight. Then let's be thorough and be fair.
All right. But it's a visual thing. But yeah, let's start then. What do you want?
This is the last episode of 2025. So let's put a bow on the actual calendar year and let's do our due diligence prior to the playoffs starting. DT, we talked about Denver. I am not worried about them. I think they play. I forgot, and then I was reminded today that Denver beat the Jets 13-11 in London, and then and then I remembered, and I immediately remembered cleaning I was mopping my floors on Sunday morning, and I forgot that the game was on, and I turned it on, and I remember mopping my floors, like just doing mundane stuff before our game starts, and like, God, like this is a horrible game. Like London was giving this piece of shit. I don't trust Bo Nix.
and
New England.
he's played
Go
well.
ahead.
He's played
Yeah,
well.
sure.
They do have some weapons offensively, and their defense is stout for sure. But
No,
I
the
like,
defense is excellent. Excellent. I said
yeah,
respectfully.
I like this. I like the confidence this team does have, right? Because like
Oh, the fans
they're
do
like, oh
too.
yeah, Bo Nix,
The fans
he's the
on
guy,
Twitter do
he's
too.
the future, he's our guy, he's the future, and the defense is feeling themselves because they're nasty. So
Sure.
they have I think they have this fake sense of confidence where. Remember like you guys don't have any playoff experience, and the playoff experience you do, we beat the fucking brakes off you in the wild card game. Like it was a straight beatdown, and
Yeah,
that's
it
the
was bad.
level of the differences, the levels. There's levels to this shit, Rob.
I know
17
that's right. I know that's right.
17 leveled way up. So yeah, I love the confidence. I love how you play like that and you're feeling yourselves, but then you don't play with what he can bring to a game. Like that can't be practiced. That can't be preached. And we'll see who you are, because right now you're a team that has won some close games. You got beat the brakes off you last year in the playoffs. Let's see who you are, right? So that's what doesn't scare me about them. I like that they're confident, because I think they just take this like, oh, it's just another game. We just do our thing. We beat Josh Allen. It's not how it works.
I think they should know better from last year. Okay, we'll move on quickly. Let's get through this conference real quick. New England. I would say here's what I would say. We already conceded the division, like in our heads, like it's going to be a Christmas Miracle, Cindy Lou Who type shit, to be the Grinch type shit. Okay, if we don't win the division, congratulations, you won it, and you did take it, because you came into our house and we were unveiling our new jerseys. Everybody's got white jerseys. Everybody trying to get, make sure chicken wing sauce stays off of it, or not even wearing it during the tailgate. They're only wearing it when you walk in. And you already know how that's all I always do for every game. I never wear my jersey. I'm not going to ruin it before the game. But the funny part was that we unveiled all that shit. And then after the game, everybody's like, burn all this shit. It's bullshit. Whatever, because we got beat at home. They have beat you, and then they were up on you. So I feel like it is only right in the spirit of competition to give them respect. I'll give you your respect on that. Drake May is not Josh Allen, but he's a good quarterback, and it looks like he's ascending. He's not Josh Allen. DT, I guess, like we talked about, give a shit meter. Let's talk about panic meter. 10 is, I think we could lose this game today. Like I'm going to sit down for this game. We'll go through the panic meter for the rest of the teams. We just talked about Denver. Denver is the presumptive number 1 seed if they stay on track. The number 2 seed would be New England. At that point in time, DT, what's your meter like? Like this team could beat me this day if we play.
This meter is higher than Denver for me. This meter's higher than Denver, but this is what I'll say. Division, formidable opponent, good for the Patriots. They have a good culture there. Belichick, out of Belichick. Vrabel grew up in it. They know how to do it right. Sure.
They took it from us. They took it. We have to give them that respect.
But rubber match. 1-1. They won 1. We won 1. This is the rubber match. Who are you taking in the rubber match? That's half and half. Roll it out. Rubber match. If it was a Vegas fight, who's got the odds? The odds are going to Josh Allen all day, every day. It's the rubber match. I like 17. So that's what I feel about the Patriots. I'm more concerned with them than the Broncos. Rubber match, I'm taking 1-7.
Jacksonville is sitting below us at the 3. Below them, at the 3 seed, and they, I think, have been characterized and categorized as one of the most complete teams in the conference. Well, we're not going to have to go league right now. You always know I'm hyper focused on just getting to the Super Bowl and representing the conference. Among the AFC, DT, they say that they're the most complete. They go into Denver, who Denver was, feared to be the AFC, bully, and they really did take care of them. They took care of them rather handily. 2 touchdown win, and for me, I don't necessarily. I'm not seeking them out. If you're talking about, oh, I want to see you, come see me, Pittsburgh, come see me. I'll come see you. I'm not like shouting out Jacksonville's name during that whole little montage. I'm not shouting them out. Not that I think we could lose any of the AFC teams. I think we could beat all of them as well. So because of them, they're one of those teams that kind of have my panic meter up. What would be your panic meter for a team like that? Like I'm sitting down on Sundays, 10. We could definitely lose this game as a 10.
Concern level includes bad mojo with this squad. Josh Allen hasn't liked this Jaguars team. Like we break the play. It wasn't Josh Allen, but we break the playoff drought. We go down there and score 3 points. Josh Allen, when they were a dominant team 2 years ago, I go down, waste 5 days. It rains every freaking day in Jacksonville, Florida, and they score 6 points and lose to Urban Meyer, who literally had to get kicked out of the league because he was way in over his head.
Kicking kickers.
Yes. We go to London a few times and play some bullshit game against this team. It's just a weird juju with this team. I don't like it. It's weird. It's a team that has never really been respected, but they find a way to find us. And that's annoying. And I told a couple years ago when we did the I think it was a Monday night game early in the season. I was like, we owed him one. We owe him one. Josh Allen owes him one. And we went and beat the brakes off him. What was it, 48-10 or something, right?
Right.
And so the concern level comes in nothing about this year and this team and that they are a complete team. Credit to that, sure. But the concern level is the bad juju, not the team they are. And so that loops me back to the not concerned level of, well, if I'm only worried about because the last couple of years some weird things happen and we lose to you guys, then I'm actually not worried about you. If I'm not scared of your complete team, if I'm not scared of your complete team, I'm worried about the past and bad juju. Screw your complete team. Not concerned.
I mean,
this is the ultimate Homer optimism, of course, guys. But it's true. But it's true. If you are a diehard Mafia fan, you have to be with us right now.
I'm not saying you're not with us. I
respect those teams. I respect those teams, but you can't look me in the eye and say, "Oh, I'm a Bills fan. I love Josh Allen," and be like, I'm shaking in my boots about any of these teams, right? So that's what I'm getting to. That's what I do sound like a homer, but I'm giving you reasons why. That's legit reason why I'm not concerned, because I'm concerned about the bad juju. I'm not concerned about the complete team right in front of me. So actually, I'm not really concerned.
But that was for that particular team. Let's keep going then, because I like the space that you're in right now, because you're giving specific analysis on each potential opponent.
Yeah, so why I'm not concerned. Yeah,
we talked about Denver. We talked about New England at the 2 seed. Currently, we talked about Jacksonville just now. Obviously, as DT eloquently just laid out, Pittsburgh. I'll speak for you, and we'll move on. They're in the 4 seed. If they win that fucking division, as I've told all the Pittsburgh fans that I have to deal with on Twitter, fuck y'all. Y'all are garbage. And I promise you, whatever happened a couple weeks ago will happen again. I don't know if it'll happen the same way. I don't know if it'll be, James Cook tearing y'all up. And a pick this, something will happen. So, and y'all keep Rodgers if you want him another year. I don't know. Just let him retire. But if you want him another year, no problem. 5 seed DT Chargers. They're always interesting because I'm a Michigan man. So I love Harbaugh. And I think that he's a culture setter. He's been at everywhere he's been. And this team shouldn't even be here because they have no tackles. So I could have swore that after quarterback, left tackle, it was defensive ends to go get the quarterback. I thought that was the most important thing. And somehow they find a way they have the same record as us. They've lost 4 games this year, DT, with no tackles. I don't know when you would see them based on seedings, but it could be obviously with some upsets. If they stay in the 5 and they upset Pitt, if you stay in the 6 and upset Jacksonville, or something else happens with Houston at the 7 seed, you could see the Chargers at some point, period.
You can't gimmick the NFL, Rob. And credit to the Chargers. They're good. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. He hasn't shined in the right moments, but he is a good player.
I agree.
Harbaugh knows how to win.
I agree.
But you can't gimmick the NFL, and without tackles, you got no chance. And you see it in the Super Bowl every year.
Whoa. If they're playing the Bills, do we have a pass rush? Have we had one all year? I've never seen Greg Rousseau play the way that he did last week. What was it, 3.5 sacks? I've never really seen him play that way. Have you?
Sure.
Maybe once.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm seeing them more as
he started out hot, but then he just fizzled for
a threat
whole year.
Yeah, I mean, the threat of they don't have tackles, so I don't respect them. Seriously, I guess that's not central to the Bills. So that's a good point, Rob. I'm gonna have to think on that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were
that
talking
would make
generally. I mean, I
that
don't know
gets me a little more
if that's
concerned. You're right.
if that's a weakness that should be exposed by great pass rushes. We don't have that,
I
which
also,
means
yeah, true. I
and we have
also
a
don't
great
see us
pass
playing,
defense.
but yeah,
No, 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 we may not play. Okay, no problem. We'll move on. We're the 6th seed. You've got Houston. Indy is holding on by a thread. If Houston takes care of business, Indy is done. So you can almost kind of count them out. And then for Baltimore, they've got to win out and then hope that Pittsburgh, loses. And
yeah.
like I said, Pittsburgh, we already know. I don't know. I think that I think that they're going to win the North. I think that Lamar, those guys are going to lose out. And then if there's any rifts within that building, it'll all come out in the end. But they do play Week 18. And it potentially could be for the division if the Steelers take care of business.
Well, if
Ravens
Lamar is probably out this week in Green Bay.
He is out. Well, I don't know,
Green Bay,
but he sounds like he's going to be out
in Green Bay.
Yeah. I don't know.
And the Steelers got the Browns.
Correct. They sure do this week. So we'll see. As we begin to finish up, I do appreciate your candor, DT. It's just when I look at the conference, it's not about necessarily because I don't think that we should be scared of anyone. I do think that we could lose any of those teams. Now, it would be a harder way to come up with it in my head to lose to the Steelers. I really can't in my head envision it. I don't know how. And then when we met on the field a couple weeks ago, it only reinforced what I thought about Rodgers being old and stuff like that. All of those other teams, DT, I just feel like we are in a situation where it's time. It's the reason I named the episode the way that I did. It's time to move. And I know that we talked about a little bit last week, DT, about how this narrative, and it's being pushed again this week. It's the same narrative. Josh has got to make it. It's a failure if he doesn't make it this year because of all the quarterbacks that are missing it. I listened back to last week's episode and listened to your take, and I didn't feel like I pushed back enough. I wanted to say just that I can understand that he has more tries. I do think that it is kind of a, this is a really good year to make it happen. And that admits, and that is full, 10 hands up, 2 hands, like we've got problems on defense and we have injuries and the wide receivers are shit. And I talk about and argue with people on Twitter about that all of the time. But with the run game so good and the offensive line so good and Josh Allen is Superman, I feel like if you get to the Super, like I'll back off, like I'll stop talking about McDermott. You know what I mean? Like if you just get there with this kind of group with the quarterbacks missing, DT, it'll be a lot of credit. Yes, you might have got there in a cheap way. Some people will say because the quarterbacks weren't in there. I'll give McDermott full marks because of what he's dealing with. Does that make sense?
It means even more. It means even more. I can see that.
I think it's harder.
And yeah, I mean, I have to listen to that and somewhat come around to that of like I'm hammering on last week, like you can't be critical of us just because we're in, and just you're out. That's on you. That's not on us. We're in.
That wasn't quite my point. My point was that they're not there at the party.
Sure. No, and I get, but I can't say that. And then also, say, I'm not concerned about the AFC and getting through this with all these flaws in our team. Of course, I'm a little concerned, but then tonight I go off and say how I'm not concerned about all these teams. So I need to, come around to that a little bit of like, yeah, you got to do it now, this year. If I'm not concerned about the teams and none of those other boys are in there, like I have to agree that like you have to do it this year.
And it's not or else, and that I think that's what the shouty shows. That's what they get paid for. Is this just Super Bowl or but? Like, of course, it's not or bust because he's still our quarterback. We still got our left tackle. We still yada yada yada. We still got Jimbo, but things will change, and they change every year, and we know that here at Nickel City Crew. We appreciate it. Listen, tonight we'll do a quick advance because this is our last episode of 2025. The Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report is always presented by Queen City Vintage. Check out our boy Nick and Kai. Listen, they are running a great storefront. It's on Elmwood, right across from 40 Thieves. They've got all of the Bills, Buffalo Sabres, all of every type of nostalgic gear, the drip, as the kids say. They've got it all for you. Hats, trinkets, DT just told us about for Christmas and for birthdays. They've got everything that you need. Check them out, Queen City Vintage. DT, the Tailgate Report. We could take it through and you can go. I'll go quickly. I've got the princess. You already know that this was her technical second Christmas, but she's one now. So this was her first Christmas, being able to understand what's going on even a little bit. We had a great time on Christmas Eve with her brothers, opened gifts for her. She had a great time. It was a bluey Christmas, DT. Shout out to Ace Boogie. You already know Ace, my man, my best friend. I mean, his daughter was in the Bluey. He was like, Bluey is a big deal. And I am finding out that little dog, DT, along with her little sister, Bingo, they are a big deal. So it was a Bluey Christmas for Princess Ivy on Christmas Eve. And then yesterday, DT, we had a great time, man. Family enjoyed themselves. I had all my kings with me, and we did brunch. And then we opened gifts, and it was really wonderful, man. It was a great day yesterday. So from Nickel City Crew, you guys saw me on Instagram. Shout out with my family. Those are my babies. That's the Crippen Crew, DT. That's my babies, man. King Bobby, King Nate, King Quincy, and Princess Ivy. Those are my babies. So we had a great time between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day yesterday with the Kings. It was lovely.
It's awesome, man. Merry Christmas to you and the whole fam, man. They look great. They look great, man. They look great.
Yeah.
Good. I hope they Santa treated them well. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, man, it was good weekend. Parents came back up from the old Sunshine State. They're snowbirds now, so they popped up for the Christmas season. Got to see them. They actually came over for the Bills game last week with my grandma before she flew out to see my aunt and uncle, and got to spend the half with them, and that was cool. Kind of the first game I've watched with them this year, so that was fun. And shout out Colvin Market right here on Colvin Boulevard. Great lunch. My mom said best salad she's ever had. I said, Mom, this is a gas station, right? And she said she loved it. Good salad, good food all around. So shout out Colvin Market. Maybe we go down there and try to get them on the sponsorship for next season. We'll see. But great Christmas, all the way around. Got back to Jamestown on Christmas Eve. Saw my other grandmother, who was she's 100, so this was her 101st Christmas. So Ivy's first and her 101st. That's just a wild dynamic on who we were hanging out with on Christmas Eve. So that's what's up. I had a great dinner with her, saw some lights. And then on Christmas Day, came back up to my sister's with my mom and dad. And, I don't know who's listening here, so we got to be cryptic in the way we reveal. But Santa Claus made an appearance at my sister's to my niece and nephew.
What?
I heard. I wasn't there. I was just behind my parents. I was behind them, so I only heard about them. But dropped off a nice big sack at the house. Had the filet mignons in there. Had the Finding Nemo fish, the body size pillow Nemo fish, and some stuff for the baby as well. I heard he's a good dude. So he was
shit up. Okay.
Yeah, he was up in there, and then I popped there soon after. We opened up all the gifts, and it was a great time with my nephew, and he's 3.5 now. So that was like he's got it now. Christmas is he gets it. This shit's under the tree. I open it. It's something cool. I play with it the rest of the day.
I love it. Yes.
This Christmas is sick. I love this.
I can't wait. Yes. Next year I get Ivy for Christmas. I can't wait. Yes.
Yeah. So so that was cool. Like the first year of him like really revved up, it was just like everything. Whoa, even bigger. Like this car's bigger than the one I just got. Yeah. So we had a good day, playing with all the stuff and enjoying the day with the family, and it was a good time. It was a good time. So my parents are, Rod, they're in the South now only 2 months, and they say, oh man, it was a beautiful day yesterday too. There's probably 40 degrees, sunny, and they're freezing. They're shivering. They're freezing. I said, you only been gone since October. But they're soft. They're down there.
That blood gets warm down here.
Good Christmas. Shout out to the fam. I'm glad you and your fam had a great one, Rob. And beautiful thing. Now we grind in. Got a game this weekend, and on to New Year's. New year, new us, right?
Yeah, man. New year, new us. I mean, I already, like I said, I spoke to you pre-show. I know that 2026 is going to be a great year for all of us, along with Nickel City Crew and Bill's Mafia. and all the listeners and people that are not even listening. They're just, I'm putting it out in the atmosphere. So I'm really excited because 2025 could have been hard for a couple of us, and it has been hard for some of us. And I sympathize and I empathize with that because I know what it's like to go through. So Nickel City Crew, I just want to tell you guys as we close out 2025 that I appreciate you guys. Like, I know that I've spoken to DT about it before, but like just the engagement from the fans, like through other outlets and Twitter and yada, yada, yada. And, Facebook, like I told you guys, like, I met people now that have let me know that they appreciate the show. They like the show. They enjoy our content every week. And I know that DT is also thankful as well. So I just want to give a big salute to Nickel City Crew, to Bill's Mafia, the guys that and the gals that listen to this show. We appreciate it. I know that I do it for you. I do it for the fact that just getting the stuff off of my chest, and then the fact that other people are commiserating with me when I'm getting shit off my chest, starting from DT becoming my co-host. Like that, just it's the best, DT. It's the best. Like it is the best.
It's
Literally.
so fun, man. Happy new, good year coming up. Happy New Year. We've come like so far, and we really haven't it's just natural, right? So I love it, and
all organic. Nickel City Crew is
thankful
100%
for
organic.
everything. I was just like saying how therapeutic this show really is. It gets it off, and yeah, we're talking about Bills, but it lets you just kind of be free and let it loose. So I appreciate you giving me the voice to do that, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, with anybody else, but you, Rob. So Happy New Year, Nickel City. Happy New Year. Be great in 26 from the crew.
Yeah, go be great in 2026. We will catch you guys after. Listen, be safe out there this weekend, next weekend. I know we've got the college football playoffs coming up next weekend. Like DT already alluded to, just everything is happening right now. You got the new year coming up. So just a lot of weird motherfuckers out there. So just everybody stay safe. Am I lying, DT?
Nope. My mom says that every day. Yep.
Weird motherfuckers out there. Listen, be safe. Enjoy yourselves. We will hit you guys up. I'm really hoping, to be honest, Nickel City Crew, that we can go live next Friday, January 2nd, the first episode of the technical 2026 year. And then we'll preview quickly what's going on. And by then, DT, as we end the show, I think I will know by next week, Friday, the first episode of 2026. I think I'll know either I'm driving up for some reason in a haste like a crazy person as soon as we're done with the episode Saturday morning to catch that Jets game, or DT, I'm starting to get this vibe in my chest where I just want to just chill and I'll just wait for the playoffs regardless of how the chips fall. Skip out on the Jets game and then just do playoffs. Like, listen, if we get lucky and the Dolphins and Quinn fucking Ewers beats the Patriots, okay, then now we're hosting. No problem. I'll be there for the playoffs as I hoped to see the Ralph one more time. But if not, DT, I'll take my black ass down to Jacksonville in a heartbeat. I'll take my black ass up north 77 to 79 and hit that and get to Pittsburgh, DT. I'm saving 3 hours. I'm not even driving the last 3 hours to get the buff. I promise you, DT, we should have more information for you on the Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report next week, DT. Am I lying? I think the way that some of these games shake out this week, I might have a good idea what the fuck is popping.
I feel good, and it was kind of an unknown all year, and so I'm glad we're in a good agreement now where it's like, okay, we know or we don't, and then we can make a plan and then get excited for it, right? So
I sold my soul on the Ravens game, and I was hoping for a playoff game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll get it. We'll get something nice. We'll get something nice going. Nickel City Crew. It's big year, 2026. We'll be there. We'll have the Super Bowl parade. We'll be together. Look at all the special episodes we're gonna have coming up next few months.
Man, it's time to move.
Live.
Get going. It's time
live
to get going.
From Delaware Square, from Niagara Square, Niagara Circle.
Yeah, baby. You already know we're gonna be there for the parade for sure. Whenever that does come. Listen, out there, I really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Merry Christmas to all of you. Like DT said, my co-host, Happy New Year. Enjoy it. Be safe out there. Listen, spread love, okay? Not hate. These were my Bills thoughts said out loud. Bills get into action Sunday. It's the Fox game of the week, 4:30.
Brady.
Defending champs. Tom Brady. Oh, of course, Tom Brady's calling the game. It's Tom Brady. Enjoy it out there. Have a great weekend. Have a great new year. We will talk to you guys next Friday in 2026, man. Holla. Hit it with a go, Bills, DT.
Hey, let's go. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Nickel City, let's go now. Let's get excited. It is in our grasp. It has to be our year. Let's go, Bills. 12-4. We'll see you after the new year. Be careful.
I love it. 12-4. I love it. I love it. I love it.